So, how has context in advertising evolved? Talk to me a little bit about it, specifically contextual AI.
Yeah. So the way I think about it is context has always been something we cared about in advertising, right? So I can think of back in the day, we spent a lot of time thinking about magazines and the editorial that they covered and the context of that editorial. And did we want to put our ads for our brand, for our audience into those spaces? To me, what's really interesting today about context is it's becoming enabled to a degree by AI and essentially reams of data that help us understand the same things we always talked about: right place, right time, right message, but in a real time fashion, and with more nuance and more detail than potentially any one person can do sort of on their own research, right? So I think it's a pretty empowering moment in terms of context now being tech enabled, and really allowing our strategic folks to have that at their fingertips to start to think about what to do with all of that context, like how to make better decisions about where to put messaging, where to invest media dollars.
And what has AI done for contextual advertising?
I think it's just made it in real time, to be honest, right? So for a while, context was something that was very much up to interpretation, very much something that if you were reading something or I was reading something, you were trying to understand the context of an environment. We might each have our own sort of interpretations of that. And it was only based on the data that we had at our fingertips. Now you can use AI to bring really relevant data sets together, and personalize that to the individual. So the best examples of it to me are chatbots, essentially, right? And when you think of customer service and how chatbots are learning information about the customers they're trying to serve, all of that is contextual AI at its very best. It's taking in signals of what it knows about a person. It's bringing in dynamics about the brand and the business, and it's putting that all together with outside factors in seconds, right? Whereas for my teams to do it, for other agencies to do it, for brands to do it, that takes a lot of manpower to be able to execute on. This is all done in a way that's very invisible to the user.
How does that help in terms of data privacy? What other layers of privacy does it offer?
I mean, I think it's all about what consumers are willing to share, right? So to me, it's permission based. It's very much based on loyal customers in many instances with information that they've already built into a profile that a brand might know. So I think about a recent experience that I had with American Airlines, right? And all of the things that they already know about me that I've willingly shared for better customer service. And then it starts to bridge into other spaces where it's nothing that has to do with the consumer itself. It's actually just factors that matter, in terms of the context of the situation that somebody's navigating. And so I think that there are ways to do it in very compliant, privacy friendly manners. And I think actually that's the tipping point of this whole world of personalization, where it's all about what a consumer is given, what they're willing to share to get better kind of intelligence back.
Do you think the the reverse Google's reversal of third-party cookies will have any impact of on contextual AI as a tool, or it's
Not really. I mean, we've
yeah.
been talking about that for so long, and it's kind of like I think this was the tidal wave that was happening concurrently with cookie deprecation, right? So I think the reversal of that decision really kind of won't change anything. What I've been talking a little bit here about is, do we think it actually changes the role of a search engine? And the way that queries today are served up within Google or within Bing, and how contextual AI will actually change. I mean, we've already seen that based on, people are searching with questions, right? They're actually not just using keywords anymore. And so if you think about that in the world of contextual AI and how then a search engine might give results or help a person find what they're looking for, all of that questioning that a person's typing in today is giving kind of indications of the type of information they're looking for. So I actually think this is more about what's the revolution within search engines that are going to be powered by the sophistication of contextual AI.
So would you say that is one of the things that excites you 12 months from now? Or is there anything else that comes to mind?
I mean, I think right now what excites me is just figuring out how brands are going to apply all of this talk of AI, right? Because I think in the conversations that I've had over the course of the last couple of months, it's still so focused on efficiency. And how do we make workflow more effective? How do we somehow pass certain kind of routine tasks over to technology? But what it hasn't done is talked about how it's going to fuel creative ideas, how it's going to make us smarter about audiences, how it's going to actually deepen the relationship that brands have with consumers. And so this kind of like shift change to me, where you're evolving from just simply generative AI as an overall topic to contextual AI, which starts to bring in, I think, a more robust, less finite set of data signals, right? It's almost like you're giving AI a heart, not just a brain. To me, that's really exciting. And that's the piece that I think all of us had been skeptical about, maybe a little bit scared about. But now I think it's unlocking just new potential in terms of how brands, how agencies, how consumers are actually going to think about AI and the power that it has in sort of revolutionizing marketing and their lives and customer service, all that good stuff.